EIQ2, Partnering for Peak Customer Growth, Lecture 3, 5, 4, 3.
Very often it's easy to lose track of what customers are buying and what they're not buying. We have a vision of they're buying a product, they're buying a physical thing, they're buying something that we define. The reality is that's not what customers buy at all. They buy solutions, they buy results, they buy benefits. They're looking for answers to their problems. They want to minimize their pain, optimize their gains. Customers buy stories. That produces some kind of reality in the brain. They buy relationships, they buy experiences. If you go to the hospital and you have the choice of life-saving surgery by two apparently equal surgeons, the first surgeon comes in and you get the immediate feeling that you're not liked. The surgeon tells you you're in the hospital now and it's your fault. You haven't exercised, you haven't watched your diet. I'll do what I can, but Lord knows you're a physical mess. And walks out. You get the distinct impression that that doctor doesn't like you. Second doctor walks in, addresses you by name, is very caring, and says how sorry he is for your pain, that he'll do his best. He has an incredibly qualified team that's going to operate on you. Given the fact that the two surgeons are basically equal, who are you choosing? I'm certainly choosing the one who seems to care about me. That's why we talk about customers buying those relationships. We've got to be careful with the whole paradigm here. It's about an interaction. What's their experience? What's their strategy? How do they feel about you? Are they engaged? Are you engaged? What kind of insight are they getting? How are they feeling about the qualities here? How are they feeling about the benefits? Do they know, like, and trust you? Are you continuously improving? Are you developing a better customer orientation? Is your framework growing? You need to be aware that it's not static, it changes. Even though you were the caring doctor with all of those benefits, if you don't show up, you're going to lose that advantage. Now, the soft skills that we start looking at, and by the way, the soft skills are the hard ones. I want clear communication. I want an optimist telling me what to believe in, using words that I understand, relating to me, connecting with the benefit package that's going to really relate and resonate with me. I want somebody who listens, who hears what my problems are, who seems to understand. I want somebody who's an expert in self-control. They don't lose their temper. They seem cool, calm, and collected. They're masters of the situation. That inspires confidence. I want somebody with a positive attitude. That physician I just described to you, if he or she comes in and seems to have a lot of doubt, a lot of question, I'm scared. On the other hand, if they seem constructive and to have a positive belief system, I'm much more confident. I want somebody who's assertive, not timid, not that dish rag that everybody walks all over, nor do I want the steamroller who tells me what to do, but I want somebody with appropriate boundaries that I can feel comfortable with. I want somebody who can resolve conflicts in an effective way, an abundance thinker, someone who can create win-win scenarios. I want somebody who's empathetic, who can understand me, who can feel with me, who's kind and compassionate. Depersonalization, one size doesn't fit all. I want somebody to make me feel special, cared for. I don't want someone who passes the buck. Ever go to a company and have a problem and get told that's not our policy, or I'm sorry, I can't do that? I want somebody who's going to take responsibility. And last but not least, I want somebody who's got the right body language, who's warm, who smiles, who's open, who conveys the right image to me. These are skills that need to be worked on. Soft skills, but not easy ones. Now, when we look at what we're trying to do, the emotional triggers, we start by thinking of pain and gain. Those are the classics. But there are a lot more. Now, let's go and think about these carefully. I want to buy from someone I know, like, and trust. I buy people. It sounds funny, but all things considered equal, you're going to buy from that person you can resonate with, who's got the good feeling for you. If you're not comfortable with them, you're going to buy elsewhere. We're in a world where I look for instant gratification. How soon can you solve my problem? How quickly can we get this done? Next week? Not good enough. I was looking for today. How fast can you answer? I'm looking for pretty much right now. Can you alleviate my fears? Think about Maslow with the fears. Is it going to do what you said it's going to do? Do I believe in the physical qualities of the product? Well, there's a lot of good physical products out there. Alleviate my fears. Make me confident. Very often, someone's going to offer what I deem an illusory warranty. You pay me all this cash up front, and if you're not satisfied, I'll return it. Well, what goes through my mind? Well, maybe you'll return it. Maybe you'll return some of it. Maybe I've got a lot of red tape to go through. So you've got to alleviate all of those fears in the customer's mind. Guilt. Your family deserves, you deserve, you're not taking good enough care. Watch an insurance salesperson. They understand guilt. Do you want to leave your family with those debts? Belonging? Do you want to be the last one who gets such and such? Time? You can use this quickly. It's going to save you time that you can do other things with. I'm a leader. You're smart. You're influential. Be the first on your block to buy this. There's a lot of value in this proposition. Now, what do we mean by value? Value is actually simple, but too many people confuse it with price. Value is my benefits less my detriments. What am I gaining and what am I giving up for that gain? It's not about price. Price is simply money. Value may come in terms of time, status, and a wide array of things other than cash. Detriment, likewise, not just cash. Quality is often remembered long after the price is forgotten. What's the competition and the outside market say? How much should you charge? Well, the market says this much. We need to deal with those external factors as well. So the consumer is buying a bundle of benefits, not just one. They're looking for the emotional triggers. When you tell your story, You want to make that story powerful. You want to make it impactful with the customer. So we want to start with a story that's not going to take forever to tell. If it takes too long, the customer is going to be bored. They're going to be disengaged. They're going to fall asleep on you. So I want to have a powerful short story to tell. I want to make it relevant to the situation. Is it on point? Is it connecting with me? Can I relate to the characters in the story? You want to make it short, relevant, and fairly credible. Do I get the point? Do I understand it? Do I believe it? Now, quickly forgotten stories are readily dismissed. I don't remember it 5 minutes after you're gone. Familiar stories, well, they're going to get my attention because I can resonate with them. Verifiable facts. Is it trustworthy? Is the construction make sense? And then we look for memorable and influential. What's my perception here? Good stories get me engaged and involved. Storytelling isn't a one-way process. It's two ways. Ask somebody questions. Ask them what they think as we go along with the story. The good story empathizes and energizes people. It gets motion. It gets results. It's credible. It's memorable. It's relevant. You communicate it well, which means body language, tone, words. It's consistent. It connects with me. And it gets results. Remember, results are where the value of the story comes in. Now, let's add some things together. We can have different types of stories. A narrative, guidelines, a story of power and influence, maybe about social engagement, a sales campaign, inspiration, maybe brainstorming, connection. We can relate in many ways here. Now, the circle is pretty simple to consider. We know that stories are powerful. They've got a time effect. They resonate. They elevate the benefits, the brand. They personalize. They connect. They are not lectures, but involved responses. They inspire action. They change the conversation in 6. They progress. They have certain heroes and amplify thought process. Stories create emphasis. They can be personal, which generates a little bit more resonance. And they can organize things so that people can understand it better. Prepare a few stories before you go in. Have them at hand. Use them. Use them effectively. Make them friends. Now we talk about the question of what differentiates you from the competition. There's 2 magic words: differentiation and positioning. What differentiates you is what's physically different between your product and someone else's, another offering. Very often, the consumer sees them as pretty much the same thing. Now, when the consumer sees it, that's in their mind. That's about positioning. Differentiation is about hard, physical, definitive differences, defined distinctions. Positioning is in my mind. In my mind, it may be, hey, that's Scott's company. That's a positioning key. Positioning is far more powerful than differentiation. Now, you want to be powerful in connecting with that customer. Well, share the love. Let's start it with listen carefully. People feel valued, they feel special, they feel important when you're giving them attention. Look them in the eye. Give them the nonverbal cues. Repeat, rephrase, involve. So the first L, listen. What do they want? Offer a benefits package, solutions, answers. This is what I would recommend you do. Don't try and use one size fits all. You're special, just like everybody else. But we don't want to tell people they're just like everybody else. We want to offer them what feels like a unique, powerful solution. Verify. Do you want the benefits I'm offering? Are they valuable to you? Can you validate that for me? So read it back, listen, confirm. Elevate. Congratulate them. Follow up. Tell them they did something right when they did business with you. Confirm it for them. Reassure them. So share the love. Some of the people who've made a big impact in this area know that service is the key. Service is what it's all about. Service is the ultimate differentiator. It's the ultimate positioning tool. Don't worry about being bigger, better. Just worry about serving as best as you can. Edwards Deming pointed out that profit comes from repeat customers, customers that bring their friends, customers that buy more services. We want that connection. We want that affiliation. We want allies. Others hit intellect with facts, hit the emotions. Emotions appeal to everybody. Intellect, some, but you're going to do much better connecting with feelings and emotions. Now let's go to your journal and consider how you're perceived. Ask some of your customers, what do they think about your product? What's the most important part of it to them? Where do they find value? Write down some notes for yourself. Very often you'll find out you and they are not quite on the same track. Maybe theirs is better for you. Maybe you want to emphasize what they're talking about. Think about the fact that you are always the differentiator. You're part of your product, not the other competition, not someone else's. Are you really adding value? How so? Why would I rather do business with you than someone else? What's special about you? What are you bringing to the table? Are you really contributing something here? Write it down. Be aware of it. Self-manage to accentuate what you're doing. What are the stories you find yourself repeating? What's the audience response? What are they saying to you? Do they like what you're sharing? Are they ignoring it? What's resonating? You're setting up constructive experiences and relationships. You're looking to develop commonality, similarity, resonance, rapport. You're looking for that long-term connection. Once you have it, you're going to find out that they'll keep coming back, that you've got power and influence beyond your expectations in the market. We talk about a unique selling proposition. If your product is exactly the same as your competition, if everything is identical, why are you even in business? What makes you special? You're here, you're in my market, you're adding this value, you're less expensive, you're more expensive, you're higher quality. So when you're developing your product, you're thinking about your prospective clients, you're thinking about who your best customer will be, and you're creating a unique selling proposition. It's going to be special, unique, and yours. Nobody can reproduce it. Now, add to that the opposite side of the table. Every customer has a unique, distinctive, personal perspective. What are they thinking? What are they feeling? We're looking at a one-to-one future. One size will never fit everyone, but we can accommodate. The one-to-one future has been taking on more and more velocity. The major companies like Amazon are focused on letting you feel special. They're using customer relations management to capture details about you, to generate information where you feel that they really know and care about you. So we're looking at developing that one-to-one value added. What's the special value I'm giving you? Well, let's start at the top. I want to build a maintainable database. I want to collect the information about people. Who's coming to me? Who do I want to come to me? What makes them special? How can I serve them uniquely in the market? I want to deal with you, not everyone, just you. I want to identify the prospects, the customers, what media they resonate with, how they connect, what benefits are crucial to them. So I use the information, the database, to create that resonance. Then we move over. I want to differentiate them. My product just isn't right for everybody. Do you want to spend more money? Do you want to buy a Rolls Royce? Or perhaps you want to buy a Ford Focus? Those are two entirely different markets. They're looking at different needs. They're looking at different values. They're looking at different activities. The benefit set they value is quite different. Once upon a time, someone told me that the Rolls Royce was the most cost-effective automobile on the road. They don't break down and they last forever. I don't know anyone who's ever bought a car like that because of the value they were getting. Your customer base there is thinking much more about status. What are you selling? Are you selling the recognized brand, the niche brand? Exactly how are we resonating? You're interacting with your customers regularly. You're following up, you're following through. What media do they like? Do they like the phone? Do they like text messaging? Do they like Zoom, some electronic way? Skype? How are we dealing with it? And last but not least, how are we customizing? How are we making it special for them? Think one-to-one future. Everybody is an individual and needs to be treated as such. Do you know their name? Use it. Resonate with them. Connect. Your customers have lots of needs. We can look at whether you're meeting them or not. Normally, we start with the functional needs. Does your product serve a need? Maybe it's a physical need. Think Maslow. Is it dealing with basic needs and wants, safety, security, physical endurance. Then we start getting into the emotional impact. Is it rewarding? Is it something that I can connect with? Is it fun? Do I like it? Look at the entertainment industry. That's based just about solely on emotion. Sports, pretty much the same thing. Life changing. Do I want to shift my well being? Do I want a different quality of life? And then we move to social impact. How is the market reacting to this? Is this today's product or is it something we've left behind? Maybe it's a product whose time has not yet come. We want to meet the customer needs. They'll tell us what they are if we just ask. Why do you want to choose me? What's their perception of me? Do they know, like, and trust me? Do they believe me? Do I have more quality? What's the value proposition? So we start looking for their perception. What's their need and want? What benefits are important to them? What's their perception of the overall market? How do we position? How are we differentiating? Now, that value proposition you're going to make, it's going to be based on your business model. How are you generating revenue and return for yourself? Have you figured out what matters to your market? If you haven't, go back and figure it out better. Focus on pain or gain. Number 3, what solution are you offering? Can you prove it to me? Do you have testimonials? Do you have referrals? Target. Is everybody the same? Then nobody is. Make me special. Look for places you can really add value. Not one size fits all. Everybody simply isn't the same. Go beyond the function. Think about emotions. Think about social. Look to number 6. How does the customer measure? Do they use assessments? Is it just a good feeling? Will they pay you for this? Or do they think it should be free? How do you differentiate? What makes you special in the market? Number 8. How do you outperform? Where is your expertise and excellence? Make it difficult to copy. Number 10. What's difficult to copy? Your stories, your personality, your resonance, your relationship can't be copied. So that's going to create your great value proposition, your unique selling proposition. Now we go to the other side of it. What's going to create a unique emotional value? What makes it special in the customer's eyes, in the client's eyes, in the guest's eyes? Well, how are you dealing with negative emotions, the detriments? Are these of consequence or can I ignore them? What positive emotions am I drawn to? Is it fun? Is it happy? What are the gains? Make sure your consumer agrees on what you think the gains are. Then we create our experience package. What happens with experience is it easy to buy? Was it fun to buy? Was this stressful? How's my well-being doing? What's the status? Is this socially accepted? How's my ego feeling? I enjoyed the experience of buying. For a lot of people, it's very stressful to compare different products. You want to make it easy. You want to make it fun. You want to make the process something that's not like pulling teeth. Then you develop the relationship. They'll come back for your stories. They'll come back for you. They don't need to go through high involvement all over again. It's a routine now. I know the right person. At the top of the emotional pyramid is personalization. We've got a relationship. I'm getting special service. My expectations are being met. The energy is good. This feels like fun. In fact, instead of seeing you as a salesperson, they're seeing you as a friend, an ally. Now, the value proposition you've got, is it relevant to the customer? Do they really care? You've just been hit by a car. You're laying in the middle of the road, bleeding. And the doctor starts discussing to you the different types of tourniquets he can put on to stop your bleeding. Do you care? Or if you're like most people, you just want, stop the bleeding. I want to work on the value today. I want to work on what I'm getting. What's relevant? Do I need the best surgeon? Or do I need somebody who knows how to put a couple of stitches in me? So we may be looking at different relevance. The value proposition needs to be clear to the customer. They need to understand it. How urgent is it? Very often people lose track of urgency is importance. If it's not urgent, if I can wait forever, I will wait forever. Am I distracted? Am I anxious? You want to get this plane off the road. You want to get it flying. So you want clear value, relevance, and clarity. You want to propel it with some urgency, and you want to eliminate the distraction and the anxiety. Trust me, I'll take care of it all for you. The value proposition, you just met the requirements. That's just the entry fee. Do I have more quality? Now, watch the word in there. It's a matter of perceived quality. Your client gets to decide what quality is or is not. Is quality something that will last for a long time? Is quality something that looks better? Is quality something that needs few repairs? Is quality something that's low price? They define it, not you. And then we look for the package of benefits. Now, the perceived value for the customer. The perceived value is always going to be benefits, less costs. Personal benefits. What am I getting? What are the characteristics here? How much am I spending? That's my cost. Then we get the psychological relevance, the psychic costs. Am I going to be embarrassed by having one of these? The service benefits. People don't get fired for buying the big brand name. How much energy? What's the image? How much time do I pay? So we're looking at customer value. Ask, resonate. Make sure you're giving as much value as possible. And realize when you're connecting with your customer, not all of those benefits are expensive. Typically, the factors before the purchase, what's the experience? What's other people's experiences? What have you heard? What's the reputation? What does the internet say? What do sources that I trust say? What's advertised? We move to the point of purchase. Do I trust the salespeople? Do these people look like folks I can relate to? Do they look like me? Are they going to support it? And then after the purchase, are they reliable? Can I trust them? Have they followed through? Are their promises trustworthy? So we're looking at consumer quality. Now, the two ends that connect, it's all about expectations. The perceived value. What does the customer expect to get? What are they getting? Are there some things that are tangible that I can define? Or is it simply positioning in the mind? What things are dissatisfiers? And by the way, the things that create value are not necessarily the same things that are dissatisfying. What's the comparisons? How am I doing with expectations? What's the experience? The balance. It's got to weigh in the consumer's favor. There's got to be more benefit than detriment. What are the positive emotions? What are the negative ones? How much of a hassle is this process? What are the results? Am I comfortable with it? Do I want to do this again? Do I like this? We want to get that scale heavily weighted for benefits and consumer value. The tangible and the intangibles. Very heavily weighted at the bottom, which is the top of this diagram. Does it meet my need? Is it safe? Which means socially safe, physically safe, all of those good things. Does it contribute? Does it make me feel better? Does it deliver on my expectation? Does it maintain its relevance? And last but not least, by far, how about the relationships and the experiences? Can I enjoy them? This is the Kano model. It talks about consumer expectations. When we look at customer satisfaction, we see the attributes, the performance, and we see that it's meeting or exceeding. It's well past that zone of indifference. It's delivering real value. My expectations are fulfilled. I'm satisfied. If you're falling below that expectation line, well, at a certain point, I'm indifferent. Then I'm dissatisfied and disappointed. A magic secret, when the customers are very happy, they're going to tell their friends. When they're very annoyed at you, they're frustrated, they're angry, they're also going to tell people. But typically in between, there's going to be less energy. There's less communication about how good, bad, or indifferent you are. You simply were adequate. So we want to excite them. We want to delight them. We certainly don't want to be in that category where they're telling people what a terrible job we did. We want to look to get them to make the referrals. Service is our purpose. It's not an accident. Marshall Field, the retailer, said, right or wrong, the customer is always right. Henry Ford said, employers only handle the money. The customer pays you. Jeff Gitomer, one of the sales gurus of our time, be real, be friendly, be authentic, and customers start becoming more and more loyal. Patricia Fripp talked about customer satisfaction. How can we keep giving better and better service? We've got to look from the customer's perspective and constantly, continuously improve. Now, your experience on becoming unique. How can you add value in a special way? Do you want to send a thank you note after the purchase? Do you want to call the customer? Do you want to send flowers? What do you want to do that makes you special? Listen, they'll tell you, they'll give you clues of what works for them. Write down notes. Talk with the prospect. Make them feel special, unique, important, validated. Be in the habit of valuing the relationships and the experience. It's not just about the sale. It's about the relationship and the long-term experience. Conflict and abundance, benefits and detriments, partnering and projecting. What's the customer's response? What's their emotional response to you? If they're angry, if they're agitated, those red zones, they're not going to be buying more from you. If you're lucky, they'll tell you they're angry or agitated, and they'll give you the opportunity to correct and fix something. Are they going to recommend your company? Certainly not. Not unless they've got a few enemies they want to get revenge on. They're going to be actively looking for alternatives, new offerings. They may forgive you, but they're not going to forget you. And that irritation can last a long time. You've abused them. They don't trust you. Ambivalent. I got what I expected, nothing more, nothing less. It was a fair deal, but I wasn't excited about it. Will I purchase more from you? Maybe. Maybe not. I really don't care much. You didn't care. I don't care. Am I going to recommend you? Probably not. Am I going to try anything new from you? No, I'd rather try something new from somebody else. Do I trust you? So-so. Now we move to the top of the loyalty ladder. I'm appreciative. I'm adoring. I'm an ally. I'm an advocate. Am I going to purchase more from you? Certainly. I like the experience. It was fun. I liked you. I liked what you did. In fact, I'm going to go out of my way to use more of your product. Will I recommend the company? Sure. I've got friends. I'm going to send them your way. I want to do good things for my friends as well. You've got something new? Will I try it? There's a pretty good chance. I had a good experience before. You made a mistake, but we've got a good relationship. You're going to find out that that good relationship is going to cover a multitude of sins. I forgive you much more easily because we're friends. Do I trust you? Certainly. I know, like, and trust you. That's why you're on the top of the pyramid. The negative experience. I'm going to tell my friends. I'm annoyed. I feel bad. I feel like you made me a fool. I shouldn't have bought from you to start with. My anger builds up. I get more irritated. I look for an outlet to feed this information forward. Are you suggesting that I can talk to you? That's a pretty good idea. Do you want to handle the problem yourself? Do you want to make things right? Probably the best way to go. But if I don't have that outlet with you, I'm probably going to talk to other people. Am I receiving help from you or just lip service? What's my post response from you? Well, it went wrong, but you did good. You fixed it. I'm probably going to be positive about the whole experience. We want to color this experience with positive thinking, positive emotions, and we want someone to want to come back. Save your customers. Think about when they're annoyed at you. They've called you, they're irritated. You can hear the anger, you can hear the frustration in their voice. Stay calm. Let them vent. Relax. Don't look indifferent. Don't look like you don't care. But don't get into an argument. You always lose the argument. Actively listen. Maybe you even need to take some notes. Let's get the details right. Let's get it straight. Let them know through your attention that they're important and you really do value their complaint. Verify. How would they like it solved? Is there a problem here? Or are you just passing along information? Once I verify things and get the details right, let's evaluate it. What does the customer see as a good solution? Can we escalate this and get an answer that's going to create an abundance for everyone? So SAVE is a quick acronym that takes you through the tense, stressful times with that customer. The service mindset, think abundance. We can both gain here. I'm not using or abusing my customer. I'm thinking of a value. I'm thinking of serving. How can I help them? How can I deliver for them? How can I make their world better? What's my mindset? Am I looking at value, constructive? Or am I looking at using the customer for my own gain? Create a positive gain, relieve their pain. Their mindset, do they see an opportunity here? They've got a mess. They want to get gains. They want to reduce pains. We want to help them there. Let's stimulate awareness and management. Make sure your benefits outweigh the detriments. Project positive answers. The customer-client connection is an opportunity for everybody to gain. It's not one to use. Some of the obvious ones, your best customers buy more than the average people do. Tom Hopkins, one of the gurus of sales, you lose customers. 1% die or go out of business. Can't help those. 3% move and get somebody local. 5% go to your competition. Now watch what's happening as we get up here. 9% are looking for a better deal. You didn't convince them of the value proposition. 14% are looking for a better product. You're not meeting their expectations. And 68% didn't like your attitude. We're dealing with 3/4 of those relationships could have been saved. We look at the fact that everybody in the company is in customer service. It's not just a department. You can't change the past, but you can deal with the future. We want to provide excellent service. We want to build those long-term relationships, that continuing business, and referrals. Now think benefits and detriments. Time to write some notes again. What times have you gone somewhere and found it a positive experience? You've enjoyed the purchase. It's been said people like to buy, but they don't like to be sold. Everybody needs to gain from the proposition. If the seller doesn't gain from your business, they won't stay in business for too long. If you don't gain from the business, you're not coming back, and they're not staying in business for too long. Service amplifies value. Think what your contribution is. Don't think in general terms. Be very special and specific. Write down notes about how an individual customer, how an individual patient, how an individual guest can gain from working with you. Can you prove it? How? Do you have testimonials? Can you show it physically? You're looking to receive a return on that offering relationship that's going to be a fair return for everybody. Make it fair to you and make it fair to that guest. Happy sales. I think we're done for the day, Scott, and I'm on time.